All right, so winter is here. And while we're all bundling up and getting cozy, it's easy to forget that our parrots face some unique challenges that are about way more than just feeling a little cold. So today, let's talk about how to properly winterproof your home for your feathered family member.
So, you know the drill, right? You crank up the heat, make sure all the windows are shut tight, and the whole house feels nice and toasty. The natural assumption is, hey, my home is warm, so my parrot must be safe. But is it really that straightforward?
Well, you probably guessed it, but the answer is no. The tough reality is that the very things we do to keep ourselves warm can actually create a pretty dangerous environment for our birds. Yeah, the things that make us comfortable can introduce these silent threats. So let's get into what they are.
Okay, first up, let's pull back the curtain on these hidden dangers. Because once you know what you're looking for, you can actually do something about them.
It really comes down to four main things. You've got those sneaky sudden temperature drops, dangerous drafts that you might not even feel. The critically dry air our heating pumps out. And this one is a biggie, toxic fumes from the wrong kinds of heating.
Just take a look at this. It's a pretty shocking difference, right? Most of our parrots come from rainforests where the humidity is hanging around 80%. But in the winter, our homes, they can plummet to a bone-dry 15%. That's basically desert air. And it's not just a little uncomfortable for them. This can lead to really nasty stuff like dry, itchy skin, damaged feathers, and even respiratory problems. What we're really aiming for is that sweet spot, somewhere between 40 and 60%. So the big question is, what can we do about all this? Well, it all starts with managing your bird's immediate personal space, what you could call their microclimate. Seriously, just where you put their cage and how you cover it can make a world of difference.
And here's something that's absolutely crucial to remember. A warm room with a draft is still a dangerous room. So you want to place the cage against an interior wall, one that doesn't get cold. Keep it far away from any windows or doors. Get it up off the floor, because floors get chilly. And for sure, make sure it's not in the direct line of fire of a heating vent or even a ceiling fan.
Okay, let's tackle a really common myth. A lot of us think that covering the cage is like tucking our bird in with a warm blanket, right? That it's all about insulation. But that's not really what it's for. The real magic of a cage cover is that it creates a sense of security and stability. Remember, these are prey animals, so feeling secure is a huge deal. It also does an amazing job blocking those little drafts we were just talking about. And of course, by blocking out light, it helps them get a solid, deep sleep, which cuts down on stress. So it's about so much more than just warmth.
All right, I really need you to pay close attention to this next part. I'm not exaggerating when I say this. When you're picking out a space heater, you are literally making a life or death decision for your bird.
Here's why. Parrots have these incredibly complex and sensitive respiratory systems. It's not just lungs. They have air sacs all through their bodies. It's super efficient for flight, but it also makes them extremely vulnerable to toxins in the air, toxins that you and I might not even notice. And the fumes from the wrong kind of heater, they can be fatal, and I mean fast.
So, let's make this super simple. Here's what's unsafe. Anything, and I mean anything, coated with Teflon or PTFE. No way. Also, stay away from open flame heaters or gas space heaters. When they heat up, they release toxic particles. On the safe side, you're looking for things like oil-filled radiators, ceramic panel heaters, or those infrared heaters that are specifically marked as pet safe. Stick to that list and you'll be okay.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about the world around your bird. But protecting them isn't just an outside job. We can actually help build up their resilience from the inside out. And that starts with what they eat.
Think about it. Birds burn a lot more calories in the winter just trying to stay warm. It's like their own little internal furnace. And you can help fuel that. You can slightly increase their high-quality seeds, make sure they're right for your bird's species, of course. A little bit of warm, soft food, like some cooked grains, can be a really nice, comforting treat. And you can't go wrong with fresh veggies, like sweet potatoes or squash. They're packed with nutrients. At the end of the day, it's pretty simple. A healthy bird is a resilient bird. A bird that's already in great physical shape is just naturally going to be better at handling the stress of winter. A strong immune system is their absolute best first line of defense. And that's exactly why a pre-winter visit to your avian vet is such a great idea. They can catch any little underlying problems that might get worse when it gets cold. It's all about making sure your bird is in tip-top shape before the winter really hits. And that brings us to you. You are the second line of defense. You have to remember birds are absolute masters at hiding it when they don't feel well, so you've got to watch them like a hawk. Look for things like their feathers being fluffed up all the time, any shivering, if they're suddenly really quiet or inactive, or if they're not eating. These are red flags that they're too cold and you need to act right away.
Wow, okay, we've gone over a ton of information, so let's boil it all down into a super simple checklist. Your action plan for a safe and cozy winter.
Okay, here are your 5 non-negotiables. Number 1, keep that temperature stable. Somewhere between 65 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit is great, and get that humidity up to 40 to 60%. A cool mist humidifier works wonders. Number 2, become a draft detective. Hunt down and eliminate every single one. Number 3, only use bird-safe heaters, period. Number 4, tweak their diet to help fuel their little internal furnace. And number 5, observe your bird. Know what's normal so you can spot the signs of cold stress immediately.
And that kind of brings us to the big picture, doesn't it? These amazing animals evolved over millions of years for a world filled with warmth and humidity. We're the ones who decided to bring them into our homes, into our climates, into our winters. So I guess the question we all have to ask ourselves is, are we really doing enough to give them the safe, stable environment they need? Not just to survive the winter, but to actually thrive in it.